I had gone to the hospital the night prior because I thought my water had broken, and they told me, no, you're fine, we tested the fluid, no water had broken, go back home. 5 o'clock in the morning, I wake up kind of grunting, rolling around. My mom is like, what's wrong with you? I was like, oh, nothing, normal pregnancy pains. I had, a couple contractions for like the past month. It's fine, I just probably need to take a shower or something. It kept happening and happening, quicker, harder, and my mom was like, you're in labor. And I was just like, no, I'm not. It's regular, it's fine.
I was having Braxton Hicks contractions, and I was just like getting all excited, timing them to see, how far along they were. Let me call the hospital and see what they say. She's like, oh yeah, you're in labor. Just try to labor as much as you can at home. As long as you feel your baby moving through your contractions, you're fine.
You're told the first time, it could be like 14 hours. You have time, start to finish. My birth was 7 hours. It came hard and fast. Danny met me at the hospital.
A few hours went by, I didn't feel Egypt moving anymore, so I got really nervous. So I'm like doing everything I can, drinking cold water to get her to move. Nothing was happening, so I got really scared. So I woke up her dad and I'm like, I've been laboring for like the past 3 hours. This is what's happening. He was like, do you want to go to the hospital? I was like, yeah, because I'm scared.
It was actually surprisingly easier than I thought it would be. I didn't know what to expect, but you hear all these horror stories about birth. And so I was like, okay, everything's gonna rip and tear and I'm gonna bleed everywhere and it's gonna be awful. It was, I think when you think the worst, it was a lot easier.
And then it was like every time we would go to the hospital, although the contractions were 2 minutes apart when we left the house, when we got back to the hospital, they were like 5 minutes apart and 10 minutes apart. So it was really frustrating because I'm like, okay, well, is she coming or not? Right? You was being stubborn.
So I got to the hospital, just kind of went on the birthing ball, or I just kind of laid down on the bed, and Danny was there she was really great. She massaged my hips with essential oils, my temples, and anytime I had a contraction, she was there to let me break her arm and just kind of like grit my teeth, and then she would remind me, breathe. She would just look me in the eyes, talk to me, calm me down, and get me through the contraction. And so I really felt like I was glad that I hired Danny.
Her father is just like, did you come to grips with you might have to have a C-section and all this stuff? I know I didn't want to have a C-section. That wasn't the way you were supposed to come out. I just want her to get here safe, and that's it. I don't care how she gets here. I just want her to be safe. So like 45 hours from the time it started, they gave me an epidural. Then she was turned the wrong way, so that was another 10 more hours, but I was on the epidural by that time, so I was good. And then she came Sunday morning at 10:36, weighing 7 pounds, 8 ounces.
Wow.
A big baby.
Yes. Having the doula there and knowing what to expect, because I had meetings with them prior to the birth, really helped a lot.